And hello there. We welcome you back to the latest edition of the Crustacean Nation podcast here on HickoryCrawdads.com. It's an inside look for your Hickory Crawdads. I'm the voice of the Hickory Crawdads, Brian Rushing. Of course, if you've been following the team the last few weeks, you understand the playoffs are not in the cards for the Crawdads in this their first season in the Carolina League. However, that's not going to stop us from giving you more insights and more conversations with some of the folks that make things tick here at LP France Stadium. And when we come back, we will have our next guest here on the Crustacean Nation podcast on the Hickory Crawdads Broadcast Network. Hickory Crawdads season tickets for the 2026 Carolina League baseball season are on sale now. A season membership gets you 66 Carolina League games, playoff priority, and other fabulous perks. Call 828-322-3000 to place your order or log on to HickoryCrawdads.com for more information. The number again, 828-322-3000. Do you need to be at LP France Stadium in 2026? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That number again, 828-322-3000. Hickory Crawdads Baseball. Abide by the claw. And we welcome you back to this latest installment of the Crustacean Nation podcast. And I am here today with the Director of Promotions and Community Relations, Carly Vollgrebe. Carly, welcome to your first go-round in the Crustacean Nation podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, it's good having you on because, again, the purpose of the Crustacean Nation podcast is to make the people that are seen day in and day out here at the ballpark to get to know them a little better. Both for the fans, for the families that are home watching their guys play day in and day out. The players come and go. In theory, the front office people, those are the ones that are going to be making the big impressions on the community. So, Carly, let's start with this. You are the Director of Promotions and Community Relations. How long have you been with the franchise?
This is my fourth season.
Okay. Now, in that 4 seasons, when you think of Hickory Crawdads baseball and you think of the fan base, describe for us some of the things that come to mind when you think about your typical Hickory Crawdads fan.
First, it would be fun. I think we have a good entertainment base here and a good community and crowd. We just enjoy entertaining them. But, yeah, I think fun and community would be the first two to describe our fan base.
Okay. Now, baseball, you've been here for 4 years. This is something that you've had a chance to talk to me earlier. This is something that you've been wanting to do. However, you're not from here originally. So kind of give us an idea of where this thing of wanting to be in pro sports started for you and where you hail from. Because you're not a local. We've got some locals here in the office. You're not one of them. Tell us where you're from and where this sort of fire started inside of you that made you want to deal with things like tarp pulls and setting up T-shirts and making sure that the Llamas are playing on 6 nights every year. Help us walk through that.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Boynton Beach, Florida. If you don't know where that is, it's just south of West Palm Beach, Florida. I went to school at Florida State University. I graduated in 2019. I first started as a nursing major. So I kind of had a big switch. I realized I didn't want to do that.
Right.
So I met some girl in college, and she had talked to me about sport management. I was like, oh, I've been in sports my whole life, growing up around baseball, I watched football. So I decided to apply for the program, got in, loved it, graduated 2019. I was actually a promotions member for the Carolina Mudcats, so just on their game day staff.
Okay.
Yeah. So my parents moved up here to North Carolina from Florida in like 2017.
Okay.
So after I graduated, that's how I ended up here.
Okay, so you were able to make your way to this part of the world. Now, being in Boynton Beach and around West Palm and all that kind of stuff, did you ever get an opportunity to take advantage of spring training baseball? Did you go to many spring training games?
I did. Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
My travel softball team, too, would help out in the concession stands. And then my mom kind of got her foot in the door. And I can't remember the title, but I helped in the concessions and money room. during spring break when I would come home from college. So that also kind of got my foot in the door there too in sports.
Okay, so if you had an opportunity to go to spring training games, of course, the Rangers, they do their spring trainings in Arizona. Would you say the experience of watching Grapefruit League baseball, did that help get you into this field of work? Or was it one of those things to where, nah, it really didn't play a role? I enjoy baseball. It could have been anywhere. It just happened to be here.
Yeah, I think it got me like excited for it. Just like spring training games, I feel like they're more like a small town feel. You get to see the players more and kind of interact with them more.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think just in college and being in sports my whole life, I realized I wanted to work in sports and started as a game day staff and worked my way up to the front office.
So you're in the front office now, and again, you're in your 4th year here, but you're still pretty much in the very early stages of your career. Now, a lot of folks get into it for a time. They're like, I'm single. I like baseball. I'll do this for a little while, and then I'll move on to something. Is that kind of where you are in life, or do you see doing this for the long haul?
I see myself doing this for the long haul.
Okay.
I really enjoy it. It's long hours, but what we do here is rewarding.
Well, you mentioned the long hours. So for people that don't pay attention, because we've talked to a number of folks on this podcast, and it's long hours. But from your perspective, what time is Carly rolling into the office most days on a game day?
Most days it's 9 a.m. Some days we do split shifts, so some comes in at 9, some come in at 12. Today I was here at 9 a.m., so it just really depends on the day.
And you're likely heading home at about what time?
Usually between 10:30, 11:30, around there.
So again, when we say long days, that's not hyperbolic, okay? These are long days, and you stretch them out over the course of, especially in April and May, when you've got that bear of a 12-game homestand over the course of 13 days, that can be misery. And it's not like you guys are just working 4 hours when the team's out of town and then you're heading off to play golf or whatever. There's a ton of work that has to be done. When you think about the stuff on the field, a lot of that takes care of itself once the first pitch is thrown. But when the club's out of town, what are some of the things that you in particular with your role and some of the other folks in the front office have to really focus on to make sure that the community is getting the best experience possible?
So while the team's on the road, a majority of what I do is planning for our next homestand. So basically just looking at all the theme nights and promotions that we have, giveaways for the next week, and just planning out our on-field games. If there's anything we can tie in to theme nights, that's like a local thing or something like that. But it's mostly just planning for the next week, cleaning up some loose ends from the previous week. But
now, here's one thing I haven't prepped you on. Some folks within the departments will have an intern. Some folks will have folks that work underneath them. And, well, they come in a wide variety. I mean, you've got some folks that are really good at what they do, and so they're off and running in a great way toward their pro aspirations. You got some folks that are kind of, they're doing okay. You've pretty much been tied to the hip with one intern in particular. Tell us about your 4-legged intern that works with you on a daily basis.
Yeah, so that's Callie. She's my dog. She's 8 years old. She's a hound mutt mix. Not 100% sure what she's mixed with, but she's very friendly, very spoiled. The front office and the press box staff, they love her. She gets fed treats all the time. She even has the mail lady trained.
Now, for the record, I am not guilty of having the dog. I'm not giving the dog any extra kibble, nothing of the sort. I'm staying clear of that because I want to respect the owner in that regard. But with that said, you get to do the Crustacean Nation podcast, but Callie's already been featured at minor league events and minor league broadcast. What's that like, seeing your intern get as much public love as you get? Does that create a little internal tension there between you and Callie?
No, not really. She's more of a star than I am. But yeah, she was featured on T-Mobile as a ballpark dog, specifically press box dog, and she really enjoyed all the attention from that.
Well, Callie Vollgrebe here with us on the Crustacean Nation podcast. Now, we talk about your intern. One of the things that it just simply happens, okay? You get into a career field, and all of a sudden you look around and there's a part of your life that is literally down the hall from what it is that you're doing. You're getting married soon.
I am.
And you're getting married to someone who is actually part of the organization. Kind of walk us through how that happened. How did love strike at LP Fran Stadium, and is the wedding happening at home plate?
It is not, unfortunately, happening at home plate.
Okay.
I have been asked that multiple times, but
Oh, I could imagine. It's the obvious question.
right. But yeah, it's Daniel. He's over events and operations here. We just work so many hours together. We're with each other every single day. It kind of just happened. And now here we are getting married in November.
And coming soon to the Major League Baseball Network, Love Down the Hall, a baseball adventure of Carly Vollgrebe. So, all right, I got a little bit of time. I want to do a rapid-fire question session for you that I think is pretty much perfect for you on this day. Okay, so real quick, I need the quickest answer possible from you with these three final questions.
All right.
Carly Vollgrebe, you're on the hot seat. Your favorite season promotion?
The number one would probably be Princess Night or Beach Night. Those are just two big promotions that a lot of people go all in for and are able to dress up for and just participate in a lot. But also I do enjoy our country nights that we have as well.
I thought every night was a country night here.
Basically it is, yeah.
Okay. I mean, when you're around these parts, it's going to be part of what you're doing one way or the other. Okay. All right. Second question. Your favorite community engagement that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the ballpark?
I'd say just bringing out Conrad to different events that people have, whether it's just bringing him to like a nursing home or just someone's like a play event that they're having as well, or if a local mascot is having like a birthday party. There was this one event that Chick-fil-A had for their birthday bash, and we had Conrad go there, and it's just a great time having Conrad go out to different things in the community.
Well, I'm going to tell you an old man story, okay? Because it's interesting that you mention your little bit of time with the Carolina Mudcats, because during the renaissance of minor league baseball back in the mid-'90s, the early to mid-'90s, there were two franchises that were really driving the narrative in this renaissance. One was the Carolina Mudcats. Everybody loved the Carolina Mudcats hat that honestly originated from Columbus, Georgia, whether people realize that or not. That's where it originated from. It eventually made its way up to Five County Stadium in Zebulon, North Carolina, and the other one was right here at LP Fran Stadium. People fell in love with Conrad the Crawdads. So when every hometown started making their own identity that was close to home, that was fun, that was engaging, the Hickory Crawdads were one of the ones you could see it in all the brochures. If there was any sort of minor league gear to be purchased in the 90s, the Hickory Crawdads were front and center, and that certainly made a large impact in this community for why there's been such success for this franchise almost now 40 years into it. So, okay, final question. Daniel's not here. You can tell me the truth. Now, eventually he'll hear it on the podcast, so I'm going to out you anyway, okay? What would you rather have from a weather perspective? The hot summers of Florida or the outside chance of snow every winter here in western North Carolina?
I do miss Florida, but I think I'd say the outside chance of snow. It's just so very hot and humid down there. It's just a different heat.
It is a different heat. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, if you end up getting west of Hickory, it's a little easier to find snow. Down where I am in the Charlotte metro, it just doesn't happen. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's a much better chance of it this way, and I can certainly see why that would be something that you would want to see at least an outside chance of every winter here in the uniform. Carly Vollgrebe, thank you for spending some time with us on the Crustacean Nation podcast.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
You got it. When we come back on the other side of the break, we will put a bow on this Crustacean Nation podcast. We'll be back in just a minute here on HickoryCrawdads.com. Black Tie Transportation is the official transportation company of your Hickory Crawdads. Black Tie Transportation gets your crawdads to every Carolina League destination in comfort and style. College and pro teams across the Carolinas trust Black Tie Transportation for their travel needs. Find out how Black Tie Transportation can get your group to their next travel destination safely and professionally at blacktieTransportation.net. That's blacktieTransportation.net. And we thank you so much for joining us on this latest installment of the Crustacean Nation podcast. Don't forget, we'll have at least 2 more podcasts before we close up the 2025 baseball season here in the Carolina League. Also, fans, don't forget to make sure that you get your season ticket memberships for 2026. They're on sale right now by calling 828-322-3000, or you can log on to HickoryCrawdads.com for more information about 2026 season ticket memberships. So until we're back with you, this is Brian Rushing thanking you so much for joining us. Until next time, abide by the claw.
In the cool Catawba River mist, there's excitement in the air. From Lake Hickory shores across Unifor, it's spreading everywhere. From the young folks to the old folks, it's a feeling they can't hide. Since the Crawdads came to Hickory, this whole town's filled with pride. Hometown baseball, it's got a hold on me. Give me Crawdads baseball, Hickory's own number 1 hometown baseball team. There's an old rebel spirit in every part of Fran's stadium. So let's stand and cheer, 'cause the dads are here and the fight has just begun. And to those who should oppose us, well, let them know this law. When you tangle with a crawdad, you're gonna feel the claw. Hometown baseball, it's got a hold on me. Give me Crawdads baseball, Hickory's own number 1 hometown baseball team. So come out to the ballpark for some good old-fashioned fun. Join your friends and family, the good times have just begun. Hometown